Normal BS just won't do. Kaoticradio.com.
You're listening to Power Jams Talk Derby Radio. Go!
Welcome to Power Jams Talk Derby Radio on Kaotic Radio. As always, I would like to remind you that Power Jams is powered by Empire Skate Shop. You can shop in-store located at 226 North 2nd Street in Upland, California, 91786, or on their website at empireskateshop.com. Make sure to use the discount code PowerJams10 to receive your 10% discount. I personally like to prank call Amy, so you guys could do that at 909-294-6396. Hi, Rachel.
Yes, just won't do. Kaoticradio.com.
You're listening to Power Jams Talk Derby Radio. Go!
What's up, junkie?
It's my show. So, of course, we have to have some drunkenness happening here in the studio. So thank you to everybody that let me know that we lost some sound and, we're coming back. So anyways, I don't know if anybody heard this in the beginning, but I will make sure to let everybody know once again, welcome to Power Jams Talk Derby Radio on Kaotic Radio. As always, I want to remind you that Power Jams is powered by Empire Skate Shop. You can shop in-store located at 226 North 2nd Street in Upland, California, 91786, or on their website at empireskateshop.com. Make sure to use the discount code PowerJams10 to receive your 10% discount. We're having issues over here. So I personally will like to prank call Amy, and you could do that as well at 909-294-6396, and we will get this show going. So tonight we have some in-studio guests, as well as we have some callers coming in. We have Indy Jamma Jones from the Moxie Skate team going to be calling in. She's going to let us know what's going on with Moxie. Before that happens, I would like to introduce my in-studio guests. Starting over here, we have...
With Chicks and Bowls.
Do that again.
Kayla Dougie from Chicks and Bowls.
And I'm Carissa Miranda, or Arissa Rose. That's like my skater Facebook name. And yeah, I'm also with Chicks and Bowls Inland Empire.
And then... last but definitely not least.
I was like, are you going to introduce me? Should I do it myself?
No, you can do it yourself.
Hello, I am Loop with Empire Skate Shop.
So we actually have an Empire Skate Shop skater here. Yay! So Amy takes care of both of us. Yay! We love Empire Skate Shop.
Amy's always taking care of me, man.
Make sure you get closer up to the microphone so that we can actually hear you.
It's too close.
I didn't mute it this time. We're still figuring it out. So everybody on YouTube will make sure. Oh, we've got Mr. Nito saying hi, Rachel. So we're getting everything going on over here. So Rachel, let's make sure that we have Indy Jamma Jones getting on the phone here. The phone number that I gave you. Yeah. So first off, let's start with our in studio guest over here. You guys are the Inland Empire chapter of Chicks and Bulls, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Make sure you're. I know.
I'll sit up more. There we go.
Yeah, you gotta use your posture.
This chair's so cozy. Sinking right into
Sinking
it.
right in. So, so like I said, you guys are the Inland Empire chapter of Chicks and Bulls.
Right.
So, let us know, what exactly does that mean?
Okay, so the way Chicks and Bulls works is there are community-run chapters like all over the world right now. Loop's peeing in studio.
So,
Okay, so yeah, there are over 250 chapters all over the world, and there's community-run chapters. So our chapter is an Inland Empire, and basically we just plan meetups for skaters in the area. We just we have a Facebook page and Instagram page, and we just say, hey, like we're gonna be at this park at this time, this date. If you want to come out and skate and learn things or try new things or practice, then we'll be there. You won't have to go alone. So that's what we do.
Right.
so typically on this show we talk about roller derby, and everybody knows what it is to play roller derby. You have okay, so we have Indy on the phone. Okay, cool. Give me just a minute so we could get this taken. Talk to Rissa here. So we with roller derby, so you have dues, you have like code of conduct, you have all that fun business stuff that roller derby comes with. When we were talking, you were saying that Chicks and Bulls, it's not a dues thing. It's kind of like a skate club, or
Kind of like we plan the events and people to show up as they want. There's no commitment. There's no requirement. Anybody can show up who has skates and who wants to try something new, and we'll welcome them. And as long as they're safe and respectful, then
Right.
it's fair game.
It's like a team without the obligation.
Right.
so yeah, so like
It's just a community. It's just
okay,
like
so
a
it's more of a
facilitator.
community. Yeah,
Right.
that's nice. Yeah, because some people, and like we were talking on the phone, some people maybe their work schedule changes continuously, and they might not be able to make that dedication to a team because of practices or what have you. And this really gives you the flexibility to
Totally.
still skate, still be with people of like minds, and still do what you love. right?
Exactly. And
So-
like we tell people, like if you can't make an event, like let us know when you can skate, and like we'll try to be there. We'll see who else can be there. It's a really nice facilitator.
So you guys really kind of structure yourself around the skaters that are involved in these different events. It's not so rigid to where like this is, like with roller derby, we set up our bouts a year in advance, so
Right.
it's like, this is the day, this is when you need to be here. With Chicks and Bulls, it's really more of a just like a party.
Kind of.
Party in a bowl.
Basically, what it is just some kind of outreach for somebody who is still, wants to roller skate, wants to try something new, and you just reach out for
Right.
somebody like.
Right.
And is this a good supplement for someone who still wants to have that structure of roller derby? Is this a supplement to that skating, or
I
I
think
think
it totally is.
I think it's actually something completely different than a supplement of roller derby, because not everybody can skate parks. Not everybody has, is able to conquer those fears over going, dropping into some concrete and, riding the concrete waves. It's scary for people.
yeah?
So it's not for everybody, but
But if you
having-
could get over that, is this something that would help a derby player?
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
not for everybody, but if you're interested, Chicks and Bulls is kind of that outreach for you to
that
like,
first step.
yeah, because there's so many chapters, you can go like basically anywhere and be
Right.
like, hey, I'm going on vacation to Hawaii. Is there any Chicks and
Yeah.
Chicks and Bulls
okay.
girls that
Yeah.
I can meet up with and
Yeah.
just skate park,
So
and like have a good time.
It's a community for
Totally.
Yeah.
skaters. So Rachel, we have Indy on the phone, right?
Yes, Indy is here with us.
Yay! Okay, let me make sure I do this right. I always screw it up. Hi, Indy, are you there?
I am.
Hi, are you on the boat now?
I am not on the boat. I'm on the boat right now. The plan is that once they get it, and I'm done with you guys, I'm going to skate and find them on the water. I'm going to take my roller skates off and then swim to the boat. That's the plan right now.
How are you going to keep them from getting wet?
And they'll dry out. They'll dry
Hold
out.
them up high, you know?
Just tread water. So,
Baby.
For the listeners that are listening in, I have Indy Jamma Jones on the phone. She is one of Moxie skate team members, right? Is that what I call you?
Yeah, that's correct. I am a member of the Moxie skate team.
The member of the Moxie
Good to
skate
be
team.
here.
So, you know, we did a little talk and stuff, but and I have three girls here in studio from one of them's from the Empire Skate Shop team, and then two of them are from the Moxie, from the Chicks and Bulls team. So,
well, not the team. We're just
Chicks and Bulls, yeah. So
the local chapter.
Local chapter.
Yeah, local chapter. Sorry,
Cool.
I'll get my words mixed up. I'm still
That's
trying to
all
figure
good.
out all this stuff. So Indy, how long have you been skating with the Moxie skate team?
I've been on the Moxie skate team for a couple of years now. I first joined the team on a whim for my graduation trip. Instead of going to the Grand Canyon, I drove to Long Beach to skate with Estro after seeing one of her videos. And during my trip, she actually taught me how to backflip. And then after I did the backflip, she was like, I'm thinking of starting a skate team. Do you want to be on my team? And then she gave me a pair of her old Moxies. And 2 months later, I moved to Long Beach. We had the official contest and established the first initial team. And the rest is history. We've been adventuring ever since.
So you're an OG Moxie girl.
Yeah. Well, actually, Moxie even goes before me. I kind of joined when they had already been doing stuff in Long Beach for about 3 to 5 years, I guess.
Okay.
So there were girls that had been part of the crew and had been promoting the brand and the real OG Moxie girls before the official team was established.
Yeah,
but a lot of these girls are still around.
We actually have a set of Moxie skates here in the studio. Loop, who skates for Empire Skate Shop, she has a pair of Moxie skates in here, and they have.
What's her name?
Loop, Quadaloop.
Okay.
And
okay. Cool.
She, these have seen some miles.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, and that says something for the brand though. With these skates, for skating, when you guys skate in bowls and stuff, you're rough on your skates. It's not something that you're just skating down the boardwalk and taking it easy. You guys are just as rough on your skates as derby girls are.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I love about Moxies is they really are high quality. They're made in the USA. They're manufactured by Rydell's, so they're going to last a long time. And just recently, we actually, Estro designed and put out what we call the jackboot, which is a pro series. It has stiffeners in the ankles, so it gives you a bit more structure in the skate parks. And I've been loving it. Yeah, and it's been lasting a long time already.
That's cool. So,
yeah.
I know you guys, I see all these videos. You guys are on the news and everybody's featuring you and you're all over the world. What is next for Moxie Skate Team?
So we are going to RollerCon next here in a couple weeks. Everybody's always very excited about RollerCon. So we'll be participating. Well, Moxie will have a booth there in the vendor station.
So can we come and take?
Week.
We could come and take pictures with Estro and you and.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody always loves whenever people stop by, grab a pic, grab a sticker, get a shirt. It's one of our favorite times of year because we actually get to meet everybody that we've been seeing on the internet or talking to on the internet. It's the big skate festival awesomeness. It's so much fun every time.
Right. So, so you said you're going to have a booth, but is there something fun that you guys are wanting to?
So we have a Moxie booth, but then at the Rydell party, we actually plan to release a skate video. That's a compilation that we've been putting together with all the Moxie skate team members over the past few months, and that should be really exciting. I'm looking forward to that more than anything, I think.
And where is that going to be debuting at?
That is at the Rydell's official party. I believe it's Thursday night during RollerCon.
Oh, awesome! So it's you said it's a compilation of you guys, just all of the different places that you guys have been skating and just.
Yeah, so the Moxie skate team is actually made up of about 26 to 27 members around the world. So everybody took their own clips, submitted clips of their favorite tricks or their favorite places to skate, and it's just going to be like one big compilation. So it should be a lot of different types of skating. You'll probably see some ramps. You'll see dance. You'll see adventure skating like in the cities. I'm sure you'll see some derby. Hopefully, we have a few girls on the team that play derby. So it should be a mix of everything. It's going to be a surprise for me too, you know?
You're like, I don't know what's going on. I just know there's a movie.
Everybody else fit in. I had fun making mine.
Wait, who all do you have? Who all do you have back there right now? I know I heard Pigeon, right? Or is she back out on the boat?
Oh, they're all towards the boat right now.
Okay. So
yeah, it probably just passerbys in the background.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to get Pigeon on the phone, and they're going on a boat. I would probably rather go on a boat too. So, so Indy, I thank you for taking the time to actually talk to us instead of going on a boat. No,
I'll catch them, of course. I love
she's
chatting
like,
with you
I
guys.
skate fast. So I saw that you have a YouTube channel called Planet Roller Skate.
I do, yeah. I've just gotten that going in the past few months. I've been having a great time with it. So if there's anybody that's interested in skating but doesn't know where to start, I have tutorials for brand new beginners up there. And that was my priority because there's so many people that are dying to get going and they just don't know where to start, So we talk a little bit about like skate basics, like the basic kinds of skates and what they're used for. We talk about, how to just stand up on skates for the first time. But then ultimately, we're connecting all of these tutorials to places and people, and we're telling stories at the same time because to me, that's the magic of the roller derby and the roller skate community is that it's not just skating. It's much more than that. It's these communities that we've developed that allow us to travel all over the place now, meeting other people. So that's what I plan to achieve and hope to achieve with Planet Roller Skate. But if you're interested in skating, go check it out. There are lots of tutorials up online right now.
Well, and to let the listeners know, I just shared your latest video. Yeah. So if
with Abby Roadkill,
yeah. So you went out to Texas to do some stuff out there. Tell what kind of experience was that you had?
Oh, it was great. I'm from Texas, so it's always great to go back and see all my old friends. But it was my first time going to Dallas and actually seeing Abby Roadkill's rink. She skated with me for TXRD, the Bank Track Derby League in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. And now we are both members of the Moxie skate team, which is pretty cool. But her skate history is crazy. She has so many stories. Her family's owned a rink since 1961. And so she showed me her rink, but she's also the creator of these adorable little crocheted creatures called skate monsters. And so she gave us like a tour of her studio and gave us a tour of the rink. And Abby's just a character. Like the way the episode goes is how it seriously is hanging out with her in real life. She just has story after story, and you're laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoy that.
Amazon actually carries those little skate monsters in shop. Amazon at Empire Skate Shop, she has those little skate monsters.
Oh, great!
Yeah, so
they're my favorite.
So if you want to pick one up, you could pick it up at Empire Skate Shop.
Exactly. yeah, and they have she has skate leashes and all kinds of different toe guards and things like that too. That I'm sure Empire could probably hook you guys up with.
Well, and I saw when I was watching your video, they're bedazzled, they're like blinged out, they're like cute little bows and
like Dallas style, right?
Right.
Where else would you see that besides Dallas, Texas, y'all? Here's my rhinestone.
So
my rhinestone toe guard.
The one thing I noticed about Planet Roller Skate, and when we were talking about this, it kind of the two of them kind of went in together. So Moxie Skates has a mission that you guys kind of live by, right?
This is correct. Yeah. So it actually says on the inside of the Moxie skate box, if you ever order skates, Michelle wrote a little letter in there. And part of our mission is to spread our love of roller skating through everything that we do.
Right. And you kind of took that into Planet Roller Skate because you could tell, when I was watching some of the videos, the passion that you have for roller skating, it's there's, you and Estro, like just the way that you guys talk about roller skating, it's almost like that's your first love. That's your love of everything.
The love of my life, the reason, my purpose, you know, like,
Right. Yeah.
the roller skating, it really has, I've experienced firsthand the positive impact that it could have on individuals and communities. And that's the biggest motivating factor. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's changing people's lives. I hear stories all the time of people like, I didn't have friends, I was lonely, I was overweight, or I felt lost and I didn't have a passion, and then they discovered roller skating.
Yeah.
You know, or even like I was an addict, I was abusing substances, and then I found roller skating, and they lose the weight, they make the friends, they have something to do and a purpose and something that's helping them like see their fears and overcome their fears. And I think that's magic, and it's something you can do outside your own front door, which is incredibly rare.
Right.
So
Well, and
I get all excited for sure.
with you guys, you know, so there's a difference in between skating derby and skating the way that you guys skate. You could just strap on your skates and go. With derby, you have to have a track, you have to have a team, you have to have a roster, you have to like have more than just yourself. And the way that you guys go out, you're kind of like rogue. You just like go out, do your thing, skate wherever you want to skate, and you get those endorphin rushes right away. Like you get that, you know, it's not the worrisome of being on a team or
Exactly.
dealing with that. Yeah.
And it's funny you mention that, because I came from gymnastics, which is incredibly structured. The goal is actually perfection. You know, you're going for a 10.0. There's a right and there's a wrong and there's a rule set. And it was great for me for so long, and it made me disciplined, and I worked well with a structured system like that. And for derby, the same thing. I loved it. It was the first time I was really like working and running a business with a big group of women, and that was so amazing. And I think it's still great for so many people. But then whenever I just put on my skates one day and went outside with no purpose, no destination, I just started skating. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
This
you're
is
like,
magic.
I could actually do this without having to have like a set time for practice, or, you know, and that, like, I really encourage a lot of my, you know, the women on my team to go out and trail skate and just kind of go
Yeah.
somewhere, explore your town. And you were telling me when we were talking that you saw your city when you did that. You saw your city in a different light. It wasn't just, you know, get in the car and go somewhere. You actually were able to
No.
see the little idiosyncrasies of your town because of this.
It completely transforms the world outside. Like before, you know, there was a parking lot, a gross, nasty parking lot, and suddenly it's a roller rink. You could do anything with it. You see a curb, and now suddenly the curb becomes an obstacle that you can do tricks on. And it really does kind of bring, like, I remember the first time I was skating in the middle of the street, which wasn't even when I was in Austin. It wasn't until I came to Long Beach. I was like, for the first time, I'm just going to go in the middle of the street where all the cars go, and seeing where you would normally be in a car, but going the speed of just a person was the craziest feeling.
Well,
was like,
the first time I did any type of like outdoorsy, like other than like track skating, it was with Estro, and I was out in Long Beach with her. I had gone out there for some reason, and we were just skating down the street, and she's like, "Hey, grab onto that car. They're cool with it. We'll get there to the bar faster." I'm like, this is this person's car. She's like, "Yeah, they're fine with it. It's cool. I do it all the time." And it was just that, like, that sense of community. Like, these people are in their car, but Estro has just kind of made herself at home. Like, she's like, I do what I want here in town. And I really saw, especially down in Long Beach, I saw that sense of community with, you know, with the way that you guys are, like, they do skate nights, and everybody just gets together on their bikes and their skates, and they just kind of go out, and you actually get to know your community. It's not just get from point A to point B in a car. You guys are actually getting out to know who's in your community.
Absolutely. I skate down the street every day, and I'm constantly bumping into people I know and saying hello. And that's something that's really unique to Long Beach and possible, because we do have nice weather, and the streets are nice and hot. But I've been many other places that have built like a street skating scene and still have that sense of community where you would never expect to see it.
Yeah.
And it can happen anywhere, you know. People are like, oh, the concrete's gross. Oh, there are hills. It's like, there are spaces, and
Yeah.
you'll find them.
Right?
Once you just start going out.
So,
Yeah.
so the rule here is get out, get on your skates. They're not just for on a track or on a bank track or whatever. Get in your
Of course.
skates. Of course, check out empireskate.com for some outdoor wheels, and
Yeah.
you strap those on your regular, whatever skates you have, and like go explore get out from in front of the computer. Not right now though, like after 9 o'clock, after the show, and then and just go do something. Like get out and explore the world. Well, Indy, thank you so much. I appreciate you calling into the show. It's
You're so
definitely my
welcome.
pleasure. Make sure to check out her YouTube channel, Planet Roller Skate. She has a new video. How often do you come out with new videos?
I've been trying to do weekly, but I've been doing every couple weeks. Something comes up, but I'm trying for weekly, you guys.
You're
Doing my
busy,
best.
so make sure to subscribe to her channel, give it a thumbs up, go check her out. You can see all the new stuff that they got going on over there, and of course, Moxie Skates. Check out Moxie Skate Team. If you're going to
Say hi to us
RollerCon,
at RollerCon.
yeah, make sure to check them out at RollerCon. Be at the Rydell party so you can see that video, because that's definitely something that everybody's going to want to check out. So again, thank you, Indy, for coming on the show. Go have fun on your boat.
Thank you. I will.
Don't get lost trying to get there, but let Pigeon know I said hi, and I'll probably go have drinks with her mom later at the bar.
Sounds
Her,
good.
or her
I'll
mother-in-law,
definitely
I
do
should
that.
say. So tell everybody we said hi, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye. So that was Indy Gemma Jones. Again, make sure to check out Planet Roller Skate on her YouTube channel. Subscribe to that and check out all her awesome videos. So again, we will make sure to introduce everybody we have in studio. We have the Inland Empire chapter, Chicks and Bowls, and then also we have what looks like the board Guadalupe. She doesn't have beer. So that's about where
I'm
would
like
be.
ADD. I'm like, I need to do something.
You're
I'm
like,
like over
let's
here
do
playing
something.
with my leash.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? Just
So let's reintroduce ourselves real quick, starting with
Kayla, with Chicks and Bowls.
Marissa Rose with Chicks and Bowls.
and Loop with Empire Skate Shop.
Right. So we were talking earlier about the purpose of Chicks and Bowls, and that really it was just to get out and skate, just like what Indy said.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
just to get out and skate and explore your community, sit in the bowls. Have you guys at any point noticed? Because I know I've gone into skate parks and stuff, and I'd have like the skateboarders yelling at me and like throwing rocks at me and shit because they, that was their space. They felt that was their space, and we had no place for it. Is this something that you guys encounter when you guys go and skate?
I've honestly never experienced negativity from skateboarders. Like I said earlier, if you're respectful, we try to emphasize some park etiquette. Like if you go into a park, you gotta know what you're doing. Like you can't just roll
Right.
in, get in people's ways. Like you have to know the culture a little bit. And we just posted something on our Facebook page actually that's like, hey, here's some basic rules. So if you're gonna go roll into a park,
So what are the basic rules? So
Okay.
for like a dumbass like me who
Right.
doesn't, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So a big part of it is just communication and not
Right.
getting in the way. Like be really aware of your surroundings. You have to be respectful of people who have built up this space and who have been there before you. If you're about to roll in, you gotta look around, make sure you make eye contact with people, make sure they know that you are there. Like you don't want to run into people, you don't want to be in the way,
Right.
you don't want to hog a zone, you don't want to snake somebody. And for those of you guys who don't know what snake means, that's when you get in when someone else is gonna go.
Oh, okay.
So you steal their turn.
You kind of drop in when they're
and that's
dropping
really
Yeah.
annoying for that to happen. So
And it's dangerous.
and it's dangerous. So
Yeah.
but as long as you're respectful and then we're good. I've never the guys are always really cool with us. They're like, hey, that's so cool. I could never do that. I'm like, well, I can't do what you're doing, so
Right.
we're all just here together.
Well, that was the conversation that we had. I like skating because they strap to my feet.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna lose them.
Well, and for the skateboarders, they see it as crap. You can't bail.
Right, you can't bail.
You can't bail out. You have to.
Oh.
You're
you have to
committed.
That's a
commit.
good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're used to kind of coming up on the turns or whatever, and if they make a wrong turn or the wheel goes the wrong way, they can jump off their board and
Right.
run off, and they bail. we have to commit every single time.
Oh.
So every single time.
I never
you need-
thought about that.
Yeah, you need to always
Yeah.
commit. So
I
no
thought
bail.
having like skates strapped to my feet was like an overcommitment. I'm like,
Yeah, no, it's a little.
You gotta be so sure of what you're doing.
Yeah. And like the thing with like getting to from the skateboarders is they haven't been doing this as long as I have. They haven't been skating as long as you have. You've been skating like what, like going on 10
Yeah.
years, something
It's
like that?
9
Like 8
years in
years or
September.
something?
So
So
Yeah.
things have changed.
Yeah, when I started, when we were like back in the day, it was kind of like I've been skating 6 years. So
Right.
when I showed up is when more or less it was more attitude like,
Right.
oh, you guys can't show up here. But then again, I didn't have a lot of that backlash either, and probably because like I come off as pretty chola-ish sometimes, so I'm pretty sure nobody wanted to mess with me. But like
She's like,
at
"I
the
got
same
bows."
time, I was always very respectful. I always made sure
Right.
I looked around. Like I didn't have a lot of roller skaters to look up to or to go
Right.
by. I would.
So-
There's some videos.
What is your right? That well, and that brings me to that point. Like, especially so, you've got Chrissy Crash who does her health nutrition videos. You have Erkin Jerkin who does her skate tutorials, and you have Indy Jamma Jones that does her her YouTube stuff. There's so much education that is out there for us to take in. When we first started skating, we didn't.
Right.
There wasn't really that. Like
Yeah.
I was on MySpace.
The skate
when we
world has
first-
grown so
Right?
much. Like
Yeah.
even the last 2 years, I started derby in 2015. It's like I'm brand new.
Yeah.
And like even then, there wasn't as much
And
information.
I loved
like,
seeing you come in. It was so cute. So for the listeners that are listening in, this is my first time meeting Kayla. I see her on Facebook all the time, and I'm like, oh, she's super cute. But Quadaloop, she was one of my fresh meets, started in 2010.
Yes.
And then Rissa was one of my fresh meets, started in 2015. So, dang, I'm like getting grandma status.
Yeah, I was gonna say right now. I was like, "Well, you're old."
I'm getting
Like
up
I
there.
was feeling old over here, like talking to these two, but like, nah, dude,
No,
you're
I'm
like,
old. I'm old. But so other than starting derby or whatever, Luke, what was your skating background before derby?
basically street skating. I've been roller skating since I was like 4.
Okay.
My babysitter bought me like some thrift store roller skates that it took me like 4 years to officially fit into,
Right.
and by that time they kind of fell apart.
She was like, I don't want to actually
Yeah.
babysit you, so here's
Yeah, no, well, I mean, she was older, and like I was really active as a kid. Like I was always on the street, so I grew up in the hood, so I was always on the street with my skates. So I didn't know about these like soft wheels or anything like that. I had these like Rainbow Bright skates that were
Yep.
like falling apart, and
like Ellen Page and Whip It. with her
yeah,
little
yeah,
Barbie skates.
basically. But mine were like like it had like the little embossed right there, and it had like Rainbow Bright and had red wheels. Those were the dopest, dude. But when I was like 8, then I decided to get some rollerblades because that's what was in,
Yeah.
90s kid. So after that, I kind of just kept rollerblades in my trunk.
Yeah.
Just in case I ever ran out of gas or needed a ride and stuff
Oh,
like that.
that's
Like,
a smart idea.
yeah,
I
drove a station wagon in the day, like 84 station wagon. So
I
like
just waited
I was like,
until
boom.
somebody came and brought me gas.
Now, I've got my skates in my car all the time.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
But this was like in high school, so this is like
Yeah, I get yelled at for
2000s,
keeping my
like-
skates in the car.
because they stink.
No, because
Oh.
in case somebody steals them.
Oh,
To have to replace, well, it probably does. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we got some girls here, yay! Okay, so, yeah, that threw me off. No, we're fine. So, just to let everybody know, we are going to be announcing. It happened last week. There was a hashtag top secret kind of thing
Yeah, yeah.
revealed. It was like
I saw that.
like a 5-minute thing, like a real quick kind of like, boop, here it is. But so at the 8:00 hour, we're gonna be actually revealing,
Oh,
like
okay.
discussing what this thing is. It's like a big deal.
This is LRG's
man.
Yeah,
top
this
secret
is
thing, right?
this
Okay.
is Los Angeles Renegade Roller Girls.
Oh, right.
So they're gonna be like totally giving us all the deets. Well,
Cool.
like not all of them. There's still like some stuff that's top secret, but for the most part, everybody's gonna get to know like what is going on. This
Basically,
hashtag-
they're releasing what they can.
kind of, yeah, they're releasing what they can. It
Awesome.
was a lot more than last week. So but yeah, so going back to you guys, I totally told them to do that too, and it still threw me off. I was like, when you show up, like,
I saw it and I was like, do I need to tell you something? Like,
no,
someone's
yeah,
right here.
I'm a ding dong. Everybody knows this already.
I
So
do, for sure.
so Rissa, you do not skate roller derby anymore.
Not
right?
anymore.
What made you leave roller derby to go solely chicks and bulls?
A lot of it was the money.
Right.
Derby
Yeah.
is so expensive. Like, skates are already so expensive. Maintaining your skates is expensive. It's not a cheap hobby. It's not a cheap sport. And like Derby, your stuff gets worn so fast. Like, I was constantly replacing stuff. I just couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a girl on my team. She went through, so the city that we skate in, they just resurfaced our track, or I should say they resurfaced the basketball courts and painted us a track.
That's kind of cool though.
They painted us a track.
That's
that's
awesome.
not
That's nice.
something that happens all the
No,
time.
That's dope.
But legit, the ground is like 32 grit sandpaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So it just tears up everything.
Well, one of the girls went through, hi, troublemaker. She went through a set of toe stops in 2 weeks.
Oh my god. Yeah.
2 weeks.
You know what that means though? She needs to keep skating.
Right.
Keep rolling, dude. Keep
No,
rolling.
right.
Like, don't stop.
Don't worry
Don't
about
stop, all right? Just keep going.
stopping, just
Figure
keep
out how to
going.
transition and then slow your ass down. And, you know.
Well, she used to be an artistic skater, so
Oh, that's
she
awesome.
she knows like what's going. But when she does that hard stop,
Oh, yeah,
and so
yeah.
like we kept smelling. It's
Like
it,
burnt rubber?
Yeah,
Burnt
it's-
rubber.
it was like somebody was like slamming on the brakes or
Did
something.
you get those
like-
big old super huge?
No, she had the regular gumballs.
No, she needs
Gumballs
those big.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they go pretty quick.
Dude,
Yeah.
I haven't changed gumballs in like 6 years.
What?
No joke. Since they first came, you remember when they first came out?
Yeah.
That's how long I've been
What
wearing
up,
them.
Godzilla?
Like not changed them, but like I haven't switched to other toe stops.
Oh,
like,
okay. I
like
was
legit.
okay.
No. I have those are my gumballs. Like
Yeah.
since we were like when they
Yeah,
first
we-
came out,
okay.
we were like, dang, these are cool.
Okay.
And I haven't.
Yeah, we
haven't-
had Quadzilla on
I'm very
on
loyal.
the show a couple of weeks ago, and he was totally like he was telling me all about it. He's
Yeah.
an awesome guy. I stick with Snyder's though. Sorry, Quad.
I don't know. Like since legit since these came out, like I want to say like they came out in like 2011ish.
Yeah, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
and I've had them since.
sweet.
I have all the other ones I have are like been like hand me downs. They came with my skates, or they're like somebody
Right,
gave them to me
exactly.
for free.
Come with
As
the
well,
skates.
and the ones I pay for are the gumballs.
Well, and that takes it back to what Rissa was saying.
Yeah.
The derby is it's a fairly expensive hobby to have.
Oh yeah,
In
definitely.
between paying your monthly dues, in between maybe buying your new jersey.
Right.
Shout out to All American Steel who paid for East Valley Roller Derby's our jerseys. So we're a team that was
Fancy.
fortunate enough that we have sponsors
I was
that
gonna say
pay.
you guys have it sounds like you guys have a lot of like sponsors and support from the
we,
city.
we have an insane amount of support from our town. So like with our city, they take care of us as far as giving us skate area. They give us track time. We have the community rallying behind us to make sure that we get that sponsorship so that we don't have to pay for our jerseys. As long as we give them love, they'll
So
give us love.
How are the streets on the like sidewalks? The roads?
It's Yucaipa is very
Rural, right?
hilly. So there's a lot of hills. So I mean, if you're down to like Cannonbomb,
I'm like don't even ask me.
like,
about
Going
that.
down.
Well,
Like,
I'm-
you know
yeah.
I'm down. You
I'm
know
cool with that. I'm cool with going down. Like, oh damn it! I got another sound bite. Giggity.
Wait for it.
That's a sound bite.
I totally missed it. I'm so sorry.
You'll hear it on the playback.
Yeah, right. Cochina.
So, but no, like it's a very hilly community around there.
It's pretty rural though, isn't it? Like there's not like a lot of sidewalks, broken streets,
Yeah,
stuff like that. Okay.
yeah, that's the thing. Like the streets, like the street that I live on, like a couple of houses will have sidewalks, and then like a couple of the houses won't. So it's pretty
That's
much
impossible.
yeah. But the roads are kept nice.
Oh, see, then
So-
I'd be
That's all
skating
you
to work
need.
all the time on
Yeah.
those roads. So.
Well, yeah. It's a nice community to be in because, like I said, they are super supportive.
That's awesome.
But going back, I'm playing footsie over here with Kayla. I'm like, hey girl, I already said I was going down. So.
Oh, giggity.
So but yeah, with the derby thing, something that we brought up was the fact that like for the people that they don't have the ability to have that time structure, or like for the ones that have the
It's a commitment. Derby is an extreme commitment.
It is.
Like,
It's a
huge
like when you're
commitment.
not at practice or at the games, you're at like board meetings,
Yep.
like doing event planning, like doing fundraising. Like everything is skater owned, skater run. So
Right.
it's not just you playing games and and having fun, which would be amazing if that's all it was, because
Right.
it's freaking so fun. But it's a hell of a commitment, and
Right.
like I couldn't do it for that long anymore. It's like I just couldn't. Like, I wanted to be there for my team every single time, but it's just
It's hard and it's
Yeah,
like
and
mentally exhausting.
yeah,
too. You
it's
get to the point where
stressful.
like, oh, I'm just so tired. It's becoming a job, you know. Sorry,
giggity.
thanks.
You like that?
So yeah, that's why I prefer, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and
This
for
way.
I know that you know, for the fortunate ones that work the 9-to-5 job, like
Yeah.
being on a team is something that's feasible. But then you have the person who works the 9-to-5 job, but then they're also a parent, so they have to make sure
Yeah.
that they have that, you know, the kid situation.
Yeah,
like,
but even then, like, I worked most of the time. I worked 9 to 5s. I had extra jobs here and there, but like, even so, like, when I started Derby, dude, like, you know, I went full in. Like, I was doing like event coordinating. I was helping with all kinds of stuff. I was at every single event, and it was like draining to the point where it's like it literally made it.
do you remember that we were supposed to? So at Prison City, we were supposed to have that car wash, and for whatever reason, like stuff got jumbled. I showed up like 9 months pregnant in my Volkswagen,
And there was nobody to wash
there
your
was
car.
nobody there. Like
Yeah.
legit, it was me and a big fat belly.
It was William.
Did you wash your car then?
It was William.
No, because I was like,
No,
well,
because it was supposed to be at like some like Rims Auto Shop store, I think, right? Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about? And
Yeah.
then like so they were gonna let us borrow their like water supply, and so we were supposed to bring buckets and water hoses, and
and they
all kinds
dicked
of
out.
stuff.
That's all it came
Yeah,
down to. And they
and-
dicked out.
Yeah, everybody didn't show, you know. And it was
But
just
that's
like,
what I'm saying for as far
Right.
as your commitment,
Yeah.
like you were there for that. Like
Yeah.
there was nobody else there. Like I
Yeah.
was one of the first people. I mean, I wasn't even skating yet. And I was one of the first people there. And Loop and Great Dame from Prison City were already there before me. Like I always get somewhere 10 minutes early at least. And they were there before me.
Yeah, and like it was draining. Like I was the street teams like coordinator, so like I was doing everything. I did like the relay. Okay, so we did the Relay for Life one year. One of the girls had already signed up, and I was like scrolling through Chino stuff so that I can like promote, you know, within our community. And I saw Relay for Life, and we were already signed up. And I was like, oh, you know, like how come nobody's doing anything with this? Like I never heard of this. So I kind of took it under my wing. And then that first year that we did it, it was literally me in a pop up with some merch, and like all night long. Like I think I slept. I stayed up like 30 something hours. Like the whole day, it was just me, and then like random girls would stop by when they had a chance, but like it was steady me and a couple other girls that were just there. And then people just loved it that we were still on skates and this and that.
Yeah.
So the next year, everybody was like, "Oh, okay, this is kind of cooler," and then it blew up, and it was like a lot funner. And then the next year after that was even better. And then,
I went 1 year
yeah,
and I
it
got
was
in
awesome.
trouble for drinking.
Yeah, it's at a park, so like
at a city
it's a
facility.
Derby
public-
girls in a park.
It's a public park, you know, like just keep your bag in something fancier, like no paper bags.
No, it wasn't even a paper bag.
I know,
think,
I
like,
believe it. You probably had a big old tall can right there. Yeah, think
Maybe.
about that. Yeah, you probably
No,
did.
I
Because
think I had
I
a
don't think
cup.
I've ever seen you in like a small beer in your hand unless it's like
No.
a
Just a
picture
tall can.
at home. Yeah,
I
no,
know.
it's always
Everybody
a tall can.
always sees I have my 2 tall cans.
When you're in public, it's a tall can for you or like a big ass mug. Like
Yeah.
that's all I remember.
Dude,
yeah.
yeah.
No, but if you're at home, I will see her like post pictures of little cans. I'm like, it's because she has an endless supply right there. Like that's
Right,
why,
I wanna
that's why it's
keep
a little
'em
less.
cold.
Yeah, that's why it's a little less cans so she can drink them and like. But when she's in public, dude, this bitch gets like the biggest mugs that you can see. And you're like, dude, like you're still driving. You're like, yeah, so.
No, I'm not driving.
No, yeah.
we always drink responsibly.
No, I know. Like usually it was carpooling. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
You
I'll
would
do-
always carpool with somebody. No, yeah, that's
I'll
when
do,
it.
I'll
And that's
do a
when
road
it was.
soda for sure.
Yeah.
A road soda, yeah. I'll road soda it. Yeah, I always ask though the person that's driving. I'm like, can I road soda it?
Yeah, you're so considerate.
And they're like, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
well, you didn't really have a choice. So
I'm just telling you, I'm gonna do it, and it's like kind of me just pretending that I'm asking you if it's okay.
so we're gonna bring it back to Chicks and Bowls in the sense of, is the drinking, like with roller derby, it's like skating and drinking,
Yeah.
drinking and skating. Is that the same type of atmosphere that you guys have over there, or
It depends on
because
who
I mean
you're
the
with,
name is
like
Chicks and Bowls,
right, like
So you know I love my bowls, dude. You
We all love our bowls, I
love
do.
bowls.
you
That's
know
the
where I'm going
yeah,
with this one.
I would say that that's definitely more the style than
yeah.
you know, but
I love big bowls. I cannot lie. But yeah, it's not so much because it's like kind of something where it's like everybody kind of meets up when they can. can.
Right.
Like we're gonna be here at this place. If you guys can stop by, come down. It's not something where we're like everybody's getting together and they're gonna be
it's
here
not
for
like
the
9 to
same amount of
11.
time.
We're all here doing
Yeah.
the same thing. It's like maybe
And then we like break up at exactly 11.
Right.
You know, so we don't go out for drinks all the time.
Oh,
Like
okay.
sometimes yeah,
we
we hang
do.
out. Sometimes
You have a quick sesh before waiting for like.
I mean,
everybody
yeah,
to
you
get
know,
there?
like
Dude,
in the
I have a
parking
quick
lot
sesh, like,
after
every
the
chance I
park
get.
closes or
Right.
something.
Oh, we're getting kicked out.
I mean, you know, I stay steady session, so it's yeah, but
Well, make sure everybody checks out Cannabis Couch. They come on before Power Jams Talk Derby Radio.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you guys notice the aroma in?
I
don't notice it anymore.
I thought it was me.
was like, I thought it was my purse.
Not your purse.
Oh no, I mean, you know,
Next door, right?
yeah.
Don't
I
smell
thought it was-
anything.
yeah.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
I
No.
really don't smell anything. I have a horrible sense of
No,
smell.
well, that was the thing. Like when I first got introduced to chicken bowls, I was like,
Chicken
not
bowls.
chicken bowls.
Not a chicken bowl.
I'm hungry. I
I
haven't
was
had
like,
dinner.
no.
Chicks.
I'm a vegetarian.
in bowls.
We offended
That was
her.
kind of the community that I saw. It was a different vice than Derby Girls.
It's just all kinds of people. It's hard to explain it. There's not like a certain vibe, you know, because you
Well,
have
more
people
eclectic.
with Derby, you know, like, oh, I do Derby, I want to try this, and you have people who are like, I hate Derby, I don't ever
Right.
want to do Derby, like I only want to park skate. But we're all together and we all
Right.
have different backgrounds and different styles, and it's kind of just like
you kind
whatever.
of yeah, you kind of
Right.
just
you
kinda
find your
flow to each
people
other.
like who you have a lot of similarities with, and but I
so
don't
like
know.
a click status or
No, it's just like you find people who you are really comfortable with.
your
So
kindred soul.
yeah, it's a good way of finding people who are you know, yeah, soul sisters.
Well, for the most part, for me, I think it's just a good for
Bowl
like
sisters.
I like that.
Ah,
It's a good hashtag.
Hashtag
Good
bowl
hashtag.
sisters. Everybody check it out.
I was like, yeah, that is a good one.
I do it every once in a while. Every once in a while, I come up with a good one.
It's good.
What was your good derby name that you always wanted everybody to have?
Chocachola.
Chocachola.
I'm trying to give that like everybody.
Like
if you listen
no joke. If you are Hispanic looking, Drunky is gonna tell you, and
Well,
you're a
I-
freshie. Drunky's gonna be like, "Do you want a derby name? What about Chocachola?"
Yeah, I've been
Like
trying to
no
give it
joke.
away.
Like I think I remember you telling me that like 7 years ago, dude. Like,
Right. So April on Rag House, she was like, "Oh, I need."
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
Jimmy." I was like, "Chocachola."
Yeah.
And, like I've been trying to give that name away, and nobody will freaking
No,
take. Maybe
yeah.
I should get the hint that it's not like a good name.
I mean, I think it's hilarious. I don't know why I didn't take it. I mean, my name is already Loop, so it's kind of just goes.
Chocachola. Yeah. No, April over on Rag House, she's rad. She was like, "I'll adopt that name, kind of," and then it like went nowhere.
It kind of died
So
down. Yeah,
I was like, "Oh,
I think
okay.
I was here.
I'll find
Or
somebody
I
else."
was listening. I must have been listening.
Yeah, I'll find somebody. I'll find
No,
somebody
yeah,
that
yeah.
will like
I mean-
embrace the Chocachola.
I mean, it hasn't happened in 7 years, but I'm sure it will. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Community
It'll
has
happen.
grown. It
Yeah.
has grown.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know what?
bigger
For all,
pool.
have you checked the roster? For all you know, somebody else already has it.
Right? Somebody probably took it.
Somebody's had it for like 6 years, and you're trying to give it to somebody else, dick. She's like, dude, don't give my name away.
Right? Well, and that so with Chicks and Bowls, you guys typically use your guys's like government name, right?
It's
really
whatever name you feel
depends.
comfortable
Yeah.
with. A lot of girls I still don't know by their full names.
Well,
Right.
and that's the thing about the
So-
Derby community, like, and you guys being the fresh meat when you first met me, that was like, did you notice that with the fresh meat? It was like the emphasis wasn't so much on learning to skate or trying to figure out the game. It was, what's my Derby name?
Right.
Yes.
You know,
I didn't pick a derby name. I still haven't really picked I never kind of picked one. I was like, I don't care what my
I know
derby
you
name
didn't,
is.
right?
It didn't matter to me very
Did
much.
you bow at
Call
all?
me. I did. Yeah. Call me whatever you want as long as it's
What
not
did you
a bad
bout
name.
with?
I think Rissa Rose.
Oh,
'cause-
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what's on my jersey from them.
interesting.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like with you guys, it's kind of like you guys are like the hippies of skating. You just kind of like go
We
out.
do what we want.
That's fair.
man.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Right? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that
I feel
a-
like it's more of an aggressive hippie though, because like we do, like we're like flying, dude.
It's
Oh, I
like
guess it
we're
is a
laid
hippie.
back.
you're totally flying.
Whatever, yeah.
Flying.
We're laid back. We don't want to be stressed out. Like skating should be something that you enjoy. Like it should never be a stressful thing. It should never be a job. It shouldn't be
Right.
something that like, you know,
I mean, unless you're getting paid, then that'd be
well, yeah,
rad
but
ass job.
I mean, yeah, like if you're
Hey,
Estro
sponsors.
or Ender, right? You're
I'm
like,
like, thank you,
"Wow.
Empire Skates, for sponsoring me. By the way."
Hello, Bud Light.
yeah, look at my janky skates. Obviously, I need some help.
I mean,
but
I keep
anyway.
telling you, come over, we'll build something new.
Well, I need some money for that first. So.
What up, sponsors?
Right?
We are taking sponsorships over here.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it shouldn't be stressful. It should just be something that you like to do, and that like, if you feel like skating, you should be able to hit somebody up who's gonna skate with you. Like,
Right.
hey, I'm skating in Chino today. Or I'm skating in Riverside today. Is anybody available to skate with me? And we'll try to find somebody. Or
Right. And you guys mentioned like parents who have trouble with derby because they're kids. And this is something you can bring your kids to. Like, there's
This
no
is true.
age limit.
there are
like,
kids all the time.
Yeah, like your kid wants to skateboard with us. That's cool. Like your kid wants to put on some skates. Like,
Yeah, I take my kid with us sometimes. He's
encouraged.
on a scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Well, and like my kids are constantly asking me for roller skates, and I'm
And
like,
what the heck is your
Do
problem?
it.
yeah.
I'm nervous.
Excuse me?
I'm scared for them to skate.
No.
You, who was like
Right?
4 months pregnant when you were like cracking the whip on my ass, is scared.
Yeah,
for the
I
kids.
legit, I did not stop skating until I was like 5 months
Yeah,
pregnant.
legit. Like we were like, can you please get off skates? You're making every single
That's
person
how
in this.
skaters
on
do
this
it.
trip.
Yeah, and I went back to skate with Prison City when like I went back. I tried to go back when my baby was only 4 weeks old.
Yeah,
God.
yeah. And he was like,
amazing.
And I was like,
he was
please
fresh out
don't-
the womb, and she was like, "What's up?"
I was like, please don't hit me in the boob.
Yeah, no, she'd be like, don't hit me in the chest unless you want to get sprayed on. Or like,
But then like I
but
would
like,
go,
legit, like she would spray on us. Like,
then I would give you like a can opener and be like, you didn't say I couldn't hit you.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. She's
So
a dick.
yeah, dude, right? I am Captain Asshole. Oh, totally.
Asshole.
Captain Asshole. So we're gonna take a 2-minute break here. We have the girls, Chicks and Bowls, women, ladies, Chicks and Bowls here in studio. Real quick, give out what your Facebook page is so that
Oh yeah, I
people
wrote
can
it
check
down
you
so
out.
I didn't mess it up. Okay, so on Facebook it's just Chicks and Bowls Inland Empire, and on Instagram it's CIB Inland Empire. One word, CIB Inland Empire.
Check out their Facebook. Check out their Instagram.
Yes.
So if you want to just come and like skate hippie style,
Right.
Right.
We do meetups.
If
the
you want to
first
ride
Sunday.
the waves, man,
Yeah,
Right,
the
concrete
waves, the concrete waves. We do meetups the first Sunday of every month. That's like the consistent thing that we're doing.
Is it at different locations every time?
It is different. So we'll post the info on both Facebook and Instagram. So as long as you're keeping up with one of those, then you'll be good.
Feel free to skate, and it's not like there's no commitment. They
No.
just could come and check it out.
Yeah,
and ride the
and
concrete waves.
There's a lot
and-
of different people with a lot of different skills, like
Totally.
levels. So
Right.
it's really good because, especially at the meetups, because when I first started it, I only had like skateboarders to kind of look at, other than like the random videos that Estro would post.
Right.
right.
Like it was just basically skateboarders. So with Chicks and Bowls and with it, the great thing about it is that now you can show up and you have somebody to kind of copy. You have somebody
Right.
to like learn off of, even if it's literally just visual.
It's just
learning.
safer too. Like
Yeah,
I
don't ever
know.
like. My suggestion is, if I did this a lot, but if you're new to it, don't ever skate alone.
Yeah.
Right. Always skate with a
Always
partner.
skate. Always
for
have a buddy,
sure.
like buddy skate. Like
Even if
always.
you've been skating for a while, always skate with a partner. Just
And it's
you know,
just more
I mean,
fun
I,
that way.
I don't. I'm like those people that give advice but don't take it. I skate alone
Luke's a thug,
all the
though.
time. I skate alone all the time.
she's
So
kind of thug. She's kind of thug.
yeah, but I always recommend that you skate with somebody, or even if you have like somebody like a skateboarder
Yeah,
friend. Or
yeah.
it doesn't have to be like a roller skater. Just as long as someone's around, or even if someone's just aware of where you're at. Because like if you fall and break
Exactly, if
something,
you're
and there's
stuck in a
nobody around,
bowl,
yeah, like
right, you're
I like
screwed.
trust me, like the sight of an empty skate park is like the most beautiful thing I've
But
ever
also the
seen
most
in my entire
terrifying.
life. Yes. So it's totally scary, but it's
I've
the most
fallen
beautiful
and I
thing.
can't get up.
Yeah, and
Seriously.
like especially like the Chino skate park, like it's kind of like off to the side, so there's nobody.
Nobody's
really, like,
gonna hear you.
Yeah,
there.
you'll random see somebody like walking by where you can be like help, but like
You'll get the coyotes down
yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's where I'm
Basically,
gonna
they're
die.
gonna help you.
My
Yeah,
new friend, please don't eat my face.
yeah, pretty much.
So okay, so I would like to say thank you to you guys for coming in. Check out Chicks and Bowls. Look them up on Facebook. Check them out on
Yes,
Instagram. Anywhere, wherever you're listening.
Yes.
Just-
if you go to chicksandbowls.com/chapters, you can either find one near you, or if there's not one near you, you can start.
You
one
can start
Yeah,
one.
start one up yourself.
Yeah, and there's like a code of conduct, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of like the rule. Like
It's basically don't be a dick.
Exactly.
don't be a
Yep.
dick, right?
It's inclusive.
exactly.
It's like we're here for positivity, encouragement. You know, it's not a clique. It's not a club. It's just like, yo, we're here. Let's get
Yeah, let's skate. All right.
Pretty much.
So we're going to take a 2-minute break here. I want to remind everybody, so we have Lupin here in studio. She is with Empire Skate Shop. She is one of their sponsored skaters. We have Chicks and Bowls. Check them out. Make sure that you're following them on Facebook, on Instagram. And we are going to go to a break, and we are going to have hashtag top secret in here. And just so the girls are going to stay.
I like that you're calling it hashtag top secret.
It is. That's what it is. You got to check it out. Hashtag top secret. Awesome. So this is Power Jam's Talk Derby Radio on Kaotic Radio. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Guys don't wear white. Every day I work hard. At night I spend a restless time. The rich kids and all their lazy money, they can't hold a candle to mine. Tell your mama and your papa, sometimes good guys don't wear white. Bad guys, which is which? The white collar worker or the digger in the ditch? Man, who's to say who's a better man? I'm always doing the best I can. Best I can. You thought I had a dirty mind. All the messed up chicks of the changing times. White filth and easy living. Come close to the love that I've given to tell your mama and your papa. Sometimes good guys don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white.
You're listening to chaoticradio.com.
Welcome back to Power Jams Talk Derby Radio on Kaotic Radio. We have some new guests in studio. I would like to say thank you to Chicks in Bowls, not Chicken Bowls, Chicks in Bowls for coming in, before the break. So again, if you want to check out any of that stuff that is going on, make sure to check out Indy Jamma Jones for her YouTube videos, Planet Roller Skate, the Moxie skate team. Whatever they have going on, they're going to be at RollerCon. They're going to be debuting one of their new videos. So now we have in studio, this is 2 weeks in a row, guys. This is now a habit. This isn't an accident. This is now a habit. I have the LA Renegade girls here in studio. We were able to talk a very short little time last week in regards to the hashtag top secret. We didn't get very much time about it because from my understanding, there wasn't like a lot we could talk about because it was still kind of hashtag top secret. But now the cat's out of the bag. So now we could actually like spend some time on that. So we're going to have Rob on the phone. He is, I'll let him say his derby name. I always get tripped up on it. He is the director of creative development over at Mercury Ocean, and he was the one that you guys worked with for this hashtag top secret situation. So let's make sure that we introduce ourselves first. You got to be up on the mic. Oh, hold on. I'm still, I'm still trying to figure this out. So
I'm Destructo Dolly.
I'm Brawl and Order. And I'm Lunartic.
So yeah, you were in studio last week and you gave like a little tiny snippet.
Teaser.
Yeah, a little teaser of what was going on. But now shit's going down. It sounds like we have Rob on the phone, right? Do we have Rob? Wait. Oh, wait. No, we're almost getting there. We'll hear him in just a second. Oh, that's just a loud. Okay. So real quick, we have Rob on the phone, right? Nope, not quite yet. So LA Renegades. Actually, let's start with the situation. Why you've got this beautiful wig on your head, and what is going on tonight after the show? So
sure.
The
LA Renegades. 10 o'clock. Is it 9:30?
9:30.
Yeah, 9:30. We've got a Jello Shot fundraiser. We do plenty of these during the year, and we love doing them. This theme is going to be red, white, and booze. So Redwood Bar and Grill in Covina, off of Azusa and San Bernardino, right across from the Home Depot. Basically $3 Jello shots. There's lots and lots and lots of Jello shots. Come down and say hi to the girls and help us get to Portland.
A bunch of roller girls giving you syringes.
Yeah.
Of Jello shots, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah, and that was something that we talked about last week, the different fundraisers that you have going on. It's to get you to Portland to play against Rose City, right?
Yeah, we do our fundraisers throughout the year to get to all of our away games. And
So how much more do you need to fundraise, like percentage-wise? How much more do you need? So Lolly, you're kind of the brains of this group of knuckleheads that we have going on over here, right? So you're the money person. So how much percentage-wise do we need left to raise to get you guys to Portland?
I think we probably just need about like 20% more. Just like a couple, maybe like 2 other fundraisers, and we should be good. So I would say maybe like about $2,000.
Okay.
And we're good.
And you guys have a GoFundMe account in order to help with that. What is the GoFundMe?
I forgot. So GoFundMe.com/ LARRG Travel 2017, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, just go to the Facebook and our Facebook.
We'll make sure to have
page.
that up at the Power. We'll make sure to have that up at the Power Jams page so that you guys could get to Portland. Yeah. And I told the girls last week that, and I say girls, and I apologize to anybody that's listening. When I say girls, I do not mean it in like any kind of way. I'm just like, hey, I'm a girl.
I'm a girl.
Like whatever.
Last time I checked.
Well,
I haven't checked today.
Typically, I say ladies or women, but I'm a girl. I'm just a girl. I will make sure to have that up at the Power Jams page. But I myself am trying to get up there so that I could watch you guys play against Rose City, because one of my old teammates is now up at Rose City. So I'm gonna, try to figure out how to do like a half jersey to so I can support like both sides, and because at that point it's just all fun. It's just like the Derby sisters coming together and knowing like it's all there for fun, and like you guys get this travel experience to go up there. So I just got the sign that Rob is on the phone. Rob, Mr. Director of Creative Development, is on the phone. Rob, hi, how are you?
Hey, how we doing today?
Not too bad. How are you? I've only talked to him like 12 times in the past week.
Well, yeah, I'm doing fine tonight. So I guess questions about Wrath of the Roller Girl, or have you even said that yet? What the title is?
No, you just let it go out there. So so Mercury Ocean is the company that you work for. Mercury Ocean started about 5 years ago, and you are the Director of Creative Development. It's kind of a punk rock software developer, right?
I guess so. I mean, a lot of us were kind of raised in the DIY ethic of punk rock. What you don't have, you make. And you work like a dog, basically, to just get the job done. So it's something you're proud of.
Well, and it's funny that you say that, because we literally, the girls that we had, Indy Jamma Jones, that was on the phone earlier, she said basically if you want it, you need to create it, and that's kind of that's kind of the mantra that you guys have had over there doing this.
Oh, definitely. If there was a camera out that didn't do exactly what we wanted to do, we would just kind of, all right, let's crack it open. Let's start tweaking software. Let's make it do what we need it to, because nobody's making this yet.
Right. So that brings me to the Wrath of the Roller Girl. It's a full 360-degree virtual reality experience where the viewer plays from the perspective of the jammer. And the reason why you picked Large, LARRG, is because they are Renegades / rules team. And so with this VR experience, you can choose when you download this video, you can choose whether you play Renegade or whether you play
with rules.
Right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you'll have choices to which rule set you're going to use. Plus a bunch of other little extras we're kind of trying to throw in, and all kinds of neat stuff. So there'll be plenty of surprises. This hasn't given any of the big secrets away yet.
Right. So
but
when we say,
it'll definitely be an adventure.
So when we say playing with rules, this is like a WFTA / USARS kind of situation, right?
Yeah, very, very similar. You will notice one or two differences, but other than that, it's relatively the same thing.
Right.
So we didn't want to kind of leave anyone out. So.
Do you got your video going on back there?
Do I?
Yeah, there was a playback somewhere. Anyways, yeah, make sure everything that you have over there is turned down.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all off. That was kind of weird. I just have a fan going up here.
It's probably me, to be completely honest with you. I'm usually the one that screws things up. So how did you, to go from a software developer and then be like, hey, let me add roller derby into the situation. How did you get involved with roller derby?
Okay, well, I have a whole blog about this, but I'll give you the very short version. Back when I was in 5th grade, growing up just outside of Houston in Texas, the one thing you were required to do as a middle schooler was watch Mid-South Wrestling. You had to know everything about wrestling. Well, after wrestling, this show called All-Star Roller Derby came on. And it was one of those, nobody really admitted to watching it, but you would get hooked. And that kind of carried me for a little while. Then I found out wrestling was fake. And, back in the, I guess it was the late 70s, early 80s, which was when this happened, roller derby had predetermined winners. So I kind of gave up on that. And it was only years later when I was in Seattle, Washington, that I happened by a record store, saw a flyer. It was like, oh, wow, roller derby. And basically went to this really rundown warehouse called the Hangar, and ended up watching something that was even better. And this was kind of the beginning of the revival days. And
we're talking like 2006, 2007, like at the very beginning, right?
Yeah. So actually, I think it might have been a little bit earlier than that, even. But there was no sanctioned rule body back then. You would occasionally see someone clothesline someone. It was a little on the out of hand side.
Right.
And
so this had to be back like 2005.
Yeah, we're talking 2004, 2005.
Before WFTA started. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was basically, that kind of rekindled the love. And I grew up, playing punk rock and all that sort of stuff. And roller derby was always sort of became the cool cousin of punk rock. So it was just something you were always around. You always knew roller girls. They were always really cool women. And it just, I would move cities. I would find another team and, whoever was local there. And it just kept jumping and jumping. And then one day we're sitting here right when they revealed VR to us. And as a company, we're sitting here going, wow, this is so cool. Man, you can literally create any world, do anything you want. And then we all kind of looked at each other like, well, what do we do? And one day it just kind of dawned on me. Roller derby has speed. It's got great sound. It's got, it's got a culture.
Yeah.
Which you can make a VR thing of somebody, riding a motorcycle, stuff like that, but you're not really getting this culture that comes with roller derby. You have this, excuse me, you kind of have this whole, you are there. In VR, there's a big thing called immersion, which means you almost lose track of who you are. You're just watching this through somebody else's eyes and you feel like you're there. And roller derby was really the only thing that I thought could really, really convey what we wanted to do. We had new ideas with our software and we wanted to show people, we wanted to push the bounds. And so that's kind of where Wrath of the Roller Girl was first conceived.
So that's the name of the video that you guys have, the VR, the full 360 VR
yes.
situation is Wrath of the Roller Girl. You also have a blog out that kind of gives, you said it was like a love letter to roller derby.
Yeah, no, this, for me personally, derby was something that I've seen people, people's lives get saved by derby. I've seen people get totally turned around into these really, excuse me, just great positive forces of change because they put on some skates. So for me, having been around it for so long, I kind of wanted to write a love letter to roller derby and say, hey, thank you. I'm going to give this to you now because you gave me so much over the years, just in friendships and all kinds of adventures. It was I thought it was only fitting. And the rest of my team are all derby fans as well. So it was a perfect fit for us. And we just kind of went in and started doing our thing.
So to let the listeners know this VR experience that you decided, I mean, you grabbed your crew, you flew across the country. You guys are in North Carolina?
Yep, Wilmington, North Carolina.
So you're in North Carolina. You flew across the country to work with the Renegade girls over here. What about Renegade girls in the sense of, large as the team? What made you decide, you know what, this is the team that we need to work with?
Well, we had been working with some other people. There were schedule conflicts and things like that. And one day I was just going through, had a continuous play on YouTube. And there was a derby talk show of some sort that had a little segment about roller derby.
That was the Australia show, right?
Yes, the Australia. I think her name is Shinobi or something like that.
Yeah.
But they played a clip, just a very short clip of this video that LA had done. And I just completely flipped out, ran into the other room, put it on the big screen. I had found the full clip, played it, and I'm like, this is the team. So it was very much the team needed to fit the project and vice versa. And after we really started talking, it was a good fit.
Yeah.
All the way around, even in work ethic, things like that.
Well, and that was the thing that you've said many times in the sense of you shot everything within a 2-day period.
But it was months
Yes.
and months of lead up.
Right. Well, yeah. From Mercury Ocean's point of view, it was months and months and months and months.
From LA's point of view too.
Oh, okay.
We had weekly telecons with Rob, Trisha, and team. So while it was like months of us being in the Durango, the Derby Durango, right, on speakerphone with Destructo Dolly and our coach Hapa. So it was months in the making.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, and that's part of it. I guess maybe I didn't quite understand. Like, I thought maybe just like it was an idea that was thrown out at you guys, and you're like, yeah, sure, whenever you want to show up, and then you guys shot, and then you were done. So this has been months in the planning from both Mercury Ocean side of it as well as the Renegade side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
We put a lot of love into this.
Yeah, I think we joined the project, but in maybe like February.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
Like mid-February, March, or something like that.
Of 2017.
Of this year, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one thing that I've heard from Rob this whole time is Renegade's work ethic. When you guys went into that warehouse, the super secret location, to make sure that you guys got your shots, like it was almost like you guys made sure, like, was that good enough? Typically, like in that type of scenario, you would have like, oh, that's good, but you guys were like, no, I could do that better. Is this just the work ethic of Renegade period, and that's how you guys go about like your team?
I definitely think it's how we go about our team. That's just the work ethic that we have. We're always pushing to be a lot better than we were the day before. So as a culture and as a team, I think that's kind of what we...
It's synonymous of roller derby period.
Roller derby period, and it kind of transcends into any project that we do, whether it be, a little fundraiser at a bar to, a big cool VR project. Yeah.
So, I think we just have really high expectations of each other, and our coach Hapa has really high expectations of all of us. So I think we just need to keep each other in check, saying you could do better at this.
Yeah.
I can do better at this. And we know as a team, part of our chant is we can't be beat, we won't be beat.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we live everything. Our fundraisers, we can't be beat.
Well, and that was the thing. Like I was contemplating going to your guys' fundraiser tonight, but I'm like, go big or go home. And then it's like another hour and a half drive for me to get from where you guys are. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get an Uber, because I'm about to get drunkies over there. Yeah, I saw the pictures of you guys like you're shoving shots down people's throats.
Yes.
It's almost like they don't have a choice.
They don't.
Like I see some of the girls like pickpocketing the wallet out of their back pocket and like shoving shot. You're like, what? This is what you came here for, right? Like your guy, and that's what I'm saying. Like your guys' work ethic is crazy in the sense of like as a team, you guys make sure that you keep everybody in check and that you make sure that everybody stays humble and that you're on this team and that you guys, nobody's missing a practice. And if someone's missing a practice, like you guys are talking shit to each other. Like, why weren't you there? Like,
we definitely hold each other accountable.
Right.
And,
Yeah, you make sure that everybody's there. Rob, I want to know from you. So number one, this is a VR experience that we're going to download on our phones, correct?
Yes, it's going to be for the Samsung Gear 360 as well as Google. You'll be able to do one on cardboard, and then the bigger release for Google is going to be done on Daydream.
Okay. So what type of equipment do we need exactly in order to make sure that we have this?
You will need basically a phone that's compatible with VR, and then you will also, and the majority of them are now, and you also need a viewer, which your phone fits into. We do have a thing coming up with Bow Betties. Anyone wants to get that order in early, it may come with a viewer. I don't know for sure.
We're actually going to have the Bout Betties on the show next week, so that's
very cool. Yeah,
we can make sure to
Jess and
talk
Rachel,
to them
Rachel
about.
are great.
Yeah, those girls are rad.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, those girls are rad. Like I was having like little pre-show conversations with them the other day. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna drink at RollerCon." I'm like, "You are my friend." Like that's all I had to hear. We're gonna drink. The other thing that I wanted to know from you, Rob, is what was it like? Because you said there was another team that you had originally worked with. There was, scheduling conflicts and what have you. But for you to travel all the way across the country, like you literally went from East Coast to West Coast in order to work with Large. What was it like working with them as a team in a whole?
Oh, okay. Well, for months and months and months, we were getting video practices, bouts, everything. So we were just completely studying it, tuning our software to it, making sure we could get the absolute best, coverage of everything in 360. And so I think that the first night we showed up at the track, we were actually, here comes the Mercury Ocean crew, and we're all like actually a little starstruck. We're like, oh my God, that's Raquel over there. What's up? Because we already knew everybody's names. We had, headshots and everything of everyone. And it just kind of blew me away the first time we met them. And I think a few times after that, because we came, saw them, met with them, and then said, okay, we'll be back in a month. And we came back in that month and just knocked it out. I mean, a lot of people were looking at that shoot saying, that's a 4-day shoot. And so once again, the DIY ethic, we don't have 4 days. We have 2.
Right.
And they could almost they actually outpaced a few of my cameras.
Yeah. I think we did that the whole weekend.
As far as,
I said we did that the whole weekend. We had to wait. The contributing factor for like latency was the cameras having to cool down.
Oh, like the cameras.
We were all ready to go.
The cameras burned out before we did.
The cameras needed to be cooled down.
Oh, I thought he meant like the cameramen. Like, oh shit, I can't keep up with these chicks.
No, literally the camera.
The camera was hot.
It was overheating.
Too hot
because we were playing so much.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
See?
It was. I'd never seen that happen on a shoot before, and it was very. At the same time, I'm going, oh God, please, guys, don't lose your thunder. We've got it right where we need it, and they kept it there.
Yeah, do not blow up the like $1,000 freaking camera with.
We were just like, thank God we have a break.
In fact, he told there was one part where he was like, can you guys turn up the intensity a little bit? And instead of us being like, oh man, we're just so tired, we started giving each other high fives. We're like, yes, more intensity.
Baseball slides,
yes,
okay,
everything.
Yeah, it was just probably one of the most amazing VR shoots I've ever been on. Because it was just so intense from beginning to end with everybody there. We even had a great crowd there that were right there. As soon as action got yelled, they were on their feet.
Yeah.
But just in working with these ladies, it was just so amazing to me because they could keep that intensity there. It was hot. It was long. And it was, guys, I promise,
I'm pretty sure that's what
we'll
she
be
said,
there
right?
soon. And they're like, no, we've got about 20 jams left in us. And I'm like, okay, well,
we
then all
totally
right.
just missed that one, huh?
You did.
Totally.
You missed a.
We've had a lot of sexual innuendos here tonight, and you just said it was hot and long.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Totally my fault, though. Like earlier in the show, I said something about going down, and it was just like, oh, Jesus, that's a sound bite. All right. Sorry, I had to do a that's what she said joke. It's
okay.
It's my thing.
There you go.
Sorry, Rob. So like I said, I've been talking to Rob. I could say probably in the past week that I've been talking to him, I've probably talked to him a total of like 20 hours.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's probably very close.
Like 15.
So I'm always, like I said, it's not, this project for all of us at MO was not about the paycheck as much as it was to, hey, let's contribute something to the culture. It's given all of us so much. Technology, kind of needs to meet Derby, and let's see what happens.
Well, and that was the conversation that you and I had while, a lot of the conversation, like when we were talking or whatever, it wasn't so much the intensity. I mean, this project is your baby, but it was,
oh, yes.
I could totally get that. The only reason that you were working with Large was the fact that they treated it with as much respect as that you were requiring of this project. Oh, yeah.
And then some. I mean, they went above and beyond. a lot of people are still learning what VR is, much less how it's made, you know. And these guys did their homework. They buckled down whenever I explained to them how, you know, a shot would work or something like that. They got it, and they ran with it, and just completely blew me away. So, and I know the rest of the crew was pretty blown away too, because we're going back to the hotel at night just going, how do they do it? You know, I'm like looking through all these different viewfinders and trying to figure out all that stuff in the top of a warehouse where it is just really hot.
Right, and that brings me to
I'm exhausted, and I'm like, I'm not even skating. So, they, you know.
Well, and that brings me to what is going on here again? It's like super echoey. This brings me to the super secret location that you guys had filming. I kept seeing like these posts pop up, like hashtag top secret, hashtag like secret location, like blah blah blah. And this warehouse, it looked hot.
It was hot.
When you guys were doing this. So this isn't just like, hey, we're gonna skate for 2 days straight, playing both Renegades and rule sets. This was like, it's a hot location. Mm-hmm. It's Rob, how many hours did you guys film in a day?
Oh wow, what do you guys think? I know we were easily doing like
8 to 10 hours.
No,
more than that.
I was there Saturday and Sunday at like 7:30, and I wasn't leaving till like midnight.
Yeah,
I was first in, first out. So.
Yeah, so this is not just like I'm gonna get in and play for an hour and then leave. Mm-hmm. This is like a full day of shooting.
This was just an Ironman marathon of derby.
Yeah, we were on skates for at least like
14 hours,
long enough to not feel my feet.
Well, I know, Rob, when I was talking to you, one of HAPA's main concerns was making sure that, and this is discussion that we'll bring up next week when we have the different videographers and photographers in on the show. Sometimes when you check out the photographers, their pictures or whatever, you see a certain type of girl who is always in all of the pictures. Hapa was Hapa, the coach for Large, was very much so like, you either get the whole team or you get none of the team. He wanted to make sure that everybody was included. There wasn't like a one specific body type, because that's not real derby. You know, and he was very adamant about making sure like the whole team was included in this the filming of this.
Do you guys remember that first meeting where that got brought up? And I just started kind of laughing, and I'm like, this is the team. Because I think my response was something along the lines of, I'm not making derby exploitation. I want it, if I'm going to make something that's going to simulate being real, I want it to be all the way real. And roller derby has a place for every person in it. So that just got me excited, because other people would try to, let's use the sex to market it and stuff like that. We were like, no, we don't care what your skaters look like. We just want to know that they've got the skill, the technical ability, and they're great.
So this is like real world situation. When you're watching this VR experience, this isn't actors. This isn't somebody who pretends that they know what the heck they're doing. There's no script involved. This is all legit.
It was completely raw.
It was raw. Yeah. We basically
y'all went in raw dog.
We skated and they filmed.
Yeah.
I think what's ironic about it is we're so bad at photo shoots and pictures and anything that has to do with us actually talking. I think Rob remembers our interviews of us just having to say, "Hi, my name is All in Order," and it had to be like 4 times. The hardest part was just not laughing at each other.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, and the conversation that I had with Rob the whole time, he kept saying that like you guys were just going hard the whole time. You guys were just like pounding on each other. Anytime that there was any type of
that's what she said.
That's what
you
she
do
said.
like pounding each other.
That anytime, like whenever the whistle.
Finally, she does something.
that was my engineer back there. Anytime somebody, when that whistle blew or whatever, however it works out, because I personally have not seen it. I'm still waiting. So whatever, I can only imagine what is happening. As talking to Rob, like I will call, he'll call me 8:00 in the morning, and he's like, "Hey, how's your day going?" I'm like, "I just fucking woke up. Are you kidding me?"
I'm on Eastern time zone.
And so I'm trying to I'm almost trying to imagine what's going on in here, as far as a game perspective. But you guys, he said that the entire time it was like 100%, like one. I'm not gonna say 110 because that's not a thing, but
that's what our coach says too.
That's impossible.
It was a 100% situation the entire time for 2 days straight, like you said, from 7 a.m. to midnight. Like you guys were just skating the entire time to make sure that this was a reality situation, and making sure that everybody that is on your team, everybody that's on your roster was included in this. There wasn't like a certain body. I'm very much that big advocate for the sense of my body is my weapon, and it doesn't matter if I've got a small weapon or a big weapon. That's what she said. Everybody on this team has a purpose, and so when I talking to Rob, he made sure to let me know that like there's everybody included on your team that is in this video. The thing that I think intrigued me when I first talked to Raquel and I first started hearing this like hashtag top secret stuff, I was like, well, this is thinking out of the box kind of shit. Like this is a very interesting way to promote your team. So literally everybody who downloads this is going to be skating with Renegade.
And skating as a Renegade.
Skating as Renegade or skating...
Or a rule skater.
Right. Rule skater, but from the mindset of you guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is... so here's a question when I was talking to somebody earlier. It's kind of like you guys are putting your shit on blast.
Yeah.
Like you're letting everybody know what your strategies are. You're letting people know what your skating style is. Is this something once this gets released? Because Rob, you can correct me if I'm wrong. There's a trailer going to be released at RollerCon, and then this will be released officially come fall of 2017, right?
Yep, that is what we are shooting for right now.
So for the girls that are
be seeing it. In the fall.
For the girls that are here in studio, you're literally letting the entire world know what your strategy is.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't think we've ever hit it.
Yeah,
we just play together.
Yeah, I don't think strategies or what we do hasn't ever really been. We've never really made an effort to hide it. We're very open about what we do. In fact, as far as like practices,
a couple of videos that you guys posted of your practices.
Our coach is really open. He's more of a share the wealth type of thing. He's gotten ideas from other teams. Other teams can get ideas from us, and we can. It's roller derby, and we can all work together, even though we're not in close quarters or anything like that. Well, we can all work together to make our teams better, and stuff. And so, as far as the VR experience, we are kind of opening our opening the pages of our game book, or what is it called? Playbook.
Yeah.
I don't football. I derby.
I played derby.
The pages of our playbook and showing everybody what it is like to be a renegade. And that can open us up to a lot of positive stuff, and it could also open us up to a lot of scrutiny. Ridicule. Yeah, and
and that's fine. Like as far as Renegade, because correct me if I'm wrong. There's 9 teams in the United States of Renegade, like 9 teams. Yeah. So for me to put on the VR headset, I'm not a Renegade player. So this just kind of gives me insight.
Right.
I'm not gonna go play Renegade. It's too far away for me. I'm a structured person. I like my rules. Like there's a reason I do what I do. So in that aspect, that's fine. When it comes down to when somebody wants to play rule set, you're gonna have like this. To me, a lot of teams will go and start doing the YouTube thing and start looking at it and like, oh, what are they doing over here? Whatever. This is what we are. This is what we're doing. You could, and it's a fun experience. I guarantee that. And when I was talking to Rob, it was like, my dad was the one where he was like, oh, back in the 70s, I used to watch the T-Birds. And this is something where I could slap this on my dad's head and he could, that's what she said. So he could put this on, he could put this VR experience on and he could be like, oh, I get it. This is what you do. This is what you play, you know, all the way down to, you know, little kids that maybe want to see what mommy does, or people maybe with disabilities that would never have the experience of being able to skate, and they could, you know, have this experience. With you guys are just kind of, this is what we are. Like you said, you're opening up the playbook. What this also is doing is opening up you're thinking outside the box as far as introducing your team to the world.
Right.
Typically you have those, you know, meet the Derby girls. Like tonight you guys are doing your shots things over at, you know,
the Redwood.
Yeah, at the Redwood. And this is something that is fairly typical of Derby teams or whatever. We talked to the MRDA guys and they were just like, yeah, we could never do that. Like, this is solely a Derby girl thing. But with you guys, this VR experience is really thinking outside of the box. When the people over at Mercury Ocean came to, I would say they came to you, Lolly, right?
Right.
They hit you up. When you first got this introduction to them, were you like, what the fuck?
She posted on the page and said, hey guys, I'm busy at work, and one of the community members call this person. It's like techie stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody call.
Honestly, I got initially I got an email, you know, kind of, you know, they couldn't really spill all the beans. It was very general, you know.
It was very hush hush.
Yeah, it was very hush hush. And so I didn't really understand, you know, and sometimes, you know, I don't know if you've experienced this with your league, but sometimes you get like emails on your website where it's like, oh, you could be on The Bachelor, your team, bring them. And then it's like in German, like, you know, our producers from Germany want to meet you, sort of thing. So, you know, sometimes we get like really random things that, you know, they're either not legit or scams, or just
scams and bullshit.
Yeah. And so at first, you know, glance, I dismissed it because I was like, oh, it's one of those like German meet Heidi Klum things. So, but I got another email about it, and they personalized it a little more. They said, hey, you know, we saw, you know, your videos online. We're really interested in talking to you guys. And so that's what kind of sparked my interest back at it, because I was like, oh, they've been researching us. Okay, this is something. So that's when I passed it off to Raquel, or I'm sorry, Lunatic. I passed it off to Lunatic to take care of, because, you know, it's techie stuff, totally not in my scope of not in, you know, I don't know how to do anything.
No, legit.
I don't even know if I'm talking into this microphone correctly.
No, that's the conversation I had with Rob earlier. I was trying to share one of the videos or something like that. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, it might make it. It might, like, maybe. I don't know. Can you, like, help me take over my shit? So my thing for smaller leagues, how can they think outside the box in order to do something for their team, to get their team out there? We're not going to go into the dynamics of like monetary, you know, supplements or whatever it is, but this is definitely an outside of the box situation. You were very fortunate that Mercury Ocean came after you.
Yeah.
As far as a smaller league, you know, typically, like, and you guys could, you know, agree with me or not on this. Typically, like, the fundraisers are like car washes, or you go to a bar and, like, you know, sell shots and what you got going on tonight, which is very lucrative. I'm not going to deny that. But what would you say to a smaller league that's maybe setting up that to think outside the box? How can they get their team out there?
I guess I would say don't be afraid to take risks. A lot of the time you miss opportunities because you don't want to, you know, create too much work for your league, or
right.
You know, especially being so small. Like, for instance, like the Derby dolls, like the LA Derby dolls, they've gotten like a lot of media coverage because they go out there and they try,
right.
they look for it.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times they don't, with smaller leagues, you know, you don't usually get approached for things like that. So you have to put yourself out. You have to put yourself out there. You face a lot of rejection. I mean, we've put ourselves out there and, you know, we've not gotten any responses, or we've, you know, and sometimes we have, we've had local, news coverage, for some of our fundraisers. So my advice would be to get attention locally and get attention from as many media sources as you can. And don't be afraid to take risks.
Yeah. And the worst thing that can happen is somebody says no.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like me, I was telling my team, so our local radio station, KCAL over here, 96.7, I call their morning show. I literally harass them and call the morning show. So like Fridays, they'll be like, "Oh, what do you want to talk about?" So I'll call up Fridays. I'm like, "So we have practice coming up on Tuesday." Like they're like, "Oh, fuck, it's drunky."
Yeah.
All right, or they have this like, "Damn it, I need a donut," thing on Fridays, whatever. And I'll show up and I'll bring them like hats or like T-shirts or whatever. And I'm like harassing these people for local media, like just say hi to me, please. Like, come have a beer with me. And that's always my thing with my girls. Like, whenever you're at the grocery store and somebody says, "Hey, I like your T-shirt." Lolly's in here wearing a Los Angeles Renegade shirt. I like your shirt. Oh yeah, you do? I play roller derby. And it's one of those things. My husband says it. He says I'm like a vegan / CrossFitter.
That's all you talk about.
That's all you talk about. Like that's all it is. And I am always about self-promotion and making sure that I'm always promoting my team and always making sure that I'm promoting my sport that I love. This is a game that I've been playing for almost 9 years. There has to be something to it. So if there's people out there that are thinking like, "Oh, I don't know if I could do it." Yes, you can. There's always a spot for you in roller derby, whether it be from the support staff, somebody who's making sure like the game's running smoothly, you coming to skate or what have you, whatever
Absolutely.
your position is.
Also, another thing I would say, now that you talked about promoting, another suggestion I would make to like smaller teams is always wear something, like a logo shirt or something with your team on it. It's a conversation starter in a public setting. So the more you get to talk about it, the more you're putting your team out there.
That's what Indy said at the top of the show. Indy said that she skates everywhere. And so whenever it's a conversation starter.
Definitely.
Like, "You weirdo, why do you got skates on?" And you're like, "Oh, because I do XYZ," and she's always skating up and down the street. And my name is I Be Drunky. So people are like, "This chick has drunky on her shirt." So you're going to get the people that like, I like being drunky. So, so they're trying to figure out where they're going to get a shirt at like that. And then my number is 647F, which is the penal code here in California for drunk in public. So I always know when there's a cop behind me, like standing in the grocery store or whatever, because I'll get a giggle. Like, I'll hear, like the cop knows, like, "Oh, this smart ass," So it's, and that's what I do, like all of my shirts. So I'll order shirts online, maybe not a derby specific shirt, just any shirt, whatever. And I'll message them and say, "Hey, can you add my name and number to the back?" And now I got a scrimmage shirt. I got a shirt, like a T-shirt that I wear, like, and I'm constantly trying to promote the sport because what this sport has done for me, and I know, there's going to be a number of people that agree with me. This sport has done so much for me in the sense of community, for family, for friendship, for I just need to get out of the house and get away from my children. I have a reason now, like I'm not just going to the grocery store or Target or whatever, like I'm going to go hit some people and I'm going to like it, and that's what I think with the roller derby community, that's kind of where we've all kind of come around with each other to like support each other and make sure that we're all taken care of.
Yeah.
Rob, I need to know from you the sponsors for this project. We need to get those names out there because these people are what is making this VR experience come to life, and it comes back around.
One thing I was going to add to your earlier, when you were talking about out of the box, having been on the other side of it, being the guy that's working with a team, your sponsors notice when you appreciate them. I mean, when they, these guys for us have, what can we do? It's a mutual thing. It's not just taking, it's giving and taking. And, as that relationship continues, you want to do more for them because they're always upping themselves. So you want to up yourself. So you can get sponsors, but I've seen a lot of teams lose sponsors because they took it for granted. And, I think that's definitely a big part of it. But now we're talking about our sponsors. The project is sponsored by Moda Skates, of course, the Bout Betties, and S1 Helmets. And they were all just gracious enough that they would get a call or an email and say, hey, we're doing this thing. They'd heard about VR, and they were like, wow, VR roller derby, I'm in. And they just committed all the way into it. So yeah, that's basically who's, has sponsored on the project side. And then of course, Large has a wonderful family of sponsors as well that have helped out. So, there you go. I mean,
well, and how did S1 and Moda Skates and Bout Betties all support this project?
Well, Bout Betties is going to feature it in one of the Bout Betties boxes coming up. That's why you'll see me in the Bout Betties booth at RollerCon. Just, my little corner over there. Hey, you want to take a free ride in VR? And because of that, because they were so awesome.
You're like, hey, you want to take a ride?
Because they were so awesome with us, and because Large was so awesome with us, because we shot more than we needed. And now they're going to get a very special edition that is only available to subscribers. And then there will be the 2 commercial editions that come out after that. So
make sure to check out boutbetties.com.
Check out boutbetties.com. They're awesome. And then I guess where was I? Moda Skates, S1, and Bout Betties. And Dan at S1, great guy. Actually, Raquel was up there with us.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Just hanging out. He's so down to earth.
Where is that warehouse at?
Gardena area, like borderline.
Oh, it's
Gardena?
just like right here.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking it's like somewhere on the East Coast, and I would like I'm just gonna go and like hang out at S1's now. I'm like, hey, this lab coat, can I wear it? Like, am I good? Am I good?
They're like right down the street from the ACDG warehouse, so they're not too far from ACDG, which is why they have a really good connection with ACDG's team.
Okay.
But yeah, Dan's awesome. He gave us a tour. He's way gracious. We got some awesome helmets to wear in the VR experience, thanks to him and his team. So super big thanks to him. And then Moda is super awesome as well. I am planning to meet Julie at RollerCon. I'd like to introduce myself. But yeah, all the people on board the project have just been amazing and really sweet. Mostly Rob's been the one interfacing with them, but they're all awesome because they like us.
Well, what I thought was so great in working with them, though, was you could tell each and every one of these little entities, they all had the same kind of love for Derby that we had. And that just gets us excited. Seeing this, you got all this new energy coming in and, hey, what can we do to help? And it just sort of started spinning and spinning, and pretty soon we had a hurricane of just, productive thoughts and actions, and it just kind of ended up where it is now. So, and if you're at RollerCon, you can find out where it is right now, because we will have the trailer to drop.
Right.
So
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
Did I sound like too salesy there?
No, that was good.
Well, it was funny. Like, so Trisha over at Mercury Ocean hit me up shortly after the show or whatever. From last week, she hit me up and we were talking about this, and it was, she hit me up and I'm kind of like, who is this person? Why are they talking to me? I don't know what's going on. And then,
we have a tendency to do that. Just come out of the blue.
Yeah, you guys
hey, Mercury Ocean, what's up? Deal with it.
What's up, guys? And so then I started talking to Rob, and it was kind of like, so he started like saying, oh, we're going to have this situation. I'm like, so I'm free to like maybe check this out for you. Like, I'm totally doing you a favor. And in my head, I'm like, I want to help. I'm like, I was like, can I like be one of the people that check this? I'm so stoked about this project. Just hearing the way that Rob has described it or whatever, and I think he described it perfectly. It's a love letter to roller derby. It gives anybody the opportunity to maybe they're scared to skate, maybe they can't skate, maybe they have skated in the past and they haven't, and I think Rob said it perfectly. There's people who have had injuries that weren't able to have that official goodbye to roller derby, and this almost like that gives them that one more opportunity to play, quote unquote play roller derby, and it was just kind of like I felt like a little touched in my heart, like, oh, it is kind of like a love letter. Like, it's your guys' team, but any person that puts on this headset or whatever, they're going to have a different mindset. They're going to have a different attitude, and they're going to look at it differently, and it was, I don't know, it was just kind of a beautiful thing that you guys were able to bring this opportunity to the masses in the sense of like, hey, this is a game. This is how you play. And I really like the idea that it's renegades and rule set, and you just go either way. We are getting towards the end of this. Rob, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show and really just giving us the insight to all of this. You will be in the Belt Betties booth at RollerCon. You're going to be giving, like you said, you're going to be giving free rides. So, make sure you check out the Belt Betties booth at RollerCon. Rob's going to be out there. He's going to have a headset for you to kind of check out the trailer for
Wrath of
the Roller Girl.
Right.
Can I add one quick thing before you let me go?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, we are, and you and I had a discussion about this. What kind of music do you put to roller derby?
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody has their own internal soundtrack going.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And, for some people, it's just straight EDM. Some people, it's all the way to, 4-chord punk. Or you see a lot of rockabilly and surf stuff in there, too. So we are cutting the trailer pretty much as we speak. And we have not settled on a track. If somebody, if one of your listeners out there has a band, you think you can put some good like music to derby, we'd love to hear it.
So you are basically asking for the Power Jams listeners to submit their music for the trailer of The Wrath of the Roller Girl.
Yep. If you heard this whole interview tonight and you said, man, I wish I could have helped, guess what? You can.
There's a place in derby for everyone.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the DIY culture, though, is you just, sometimes if you just ask for it, somebody's going, man, I wish my band would be on something. And there you go. You could be on an international virtual reality release if you're, if you're up to it.
Me.
Now, if a band was interested in doing that, where could they submit their music?
They can send it to development@mercuryocean.com.
And that will be posted to the Power Jams page. So if anybody is interested in submitting their music, check out the Power Jams page on Facebook, and we will have that link so that you guys can make sure to submit all your stuff. We want everything. And it's not one specific type of sound. It's whatever you think. Like you never know. Like as far as the LA LA Renegade Girls, this was not something that you guys had at the back of your head. Like, hey, we're gonna get involved in this 360 VR reality, situation over here.
We didn't even know it existed.
Yeah. Right. So if you have a sound, if you have a song, if you have something that you feel that you can contribute to this, we want to hear everything. We want to, this is how the roller derby community works. If you have something to offer and it's going to work with us, we're going to take it. Like, we're going to work with you and we're going to make it, a part of the family. What was that email again? Go ahead and say that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is development@mercuryocean.com.
So make sure that you get all of your music out to there. Again, we'll have that up.
And we're looking for anything. It can be anywhere from 30 seconds to, I guess, maybe 2 minutes is kind of the longest we're going to do for the trailer, because we want to have enough room for everyone to get in and see it.
Is there a particular sound that you're looking for?
We have a few things that are already in the running, and like I said, it's very hard to summarize that one culture of derby into one genre. So we're listening to everything right now.
Yeah. So we're talking rap, we're talking punk, we're talking surf, we're talking,
rockabilly, whatever.
Right.
Whatever
and
kind of captures
if you got a song about roller derby, we want to hear it.
Let's hear some country. Country about
There's
I was going to say that and polka might be the two I'll put the disqualifiers on, just because I'll have to listen to them like constantly. Be like, where does that get cut? Just remember, we have editors that are going to live with this song for about a week and a half, just doing the sound editing.
Yeah,
so you would not like me listening to country.
Yeah, Rob's the punk guy. He loves himself some punk. So everybody send those country jams right into Rob.
Well, in working with Rob, I noticed that he was very organic in his in working with him. So he's gonna choose something that will capture whatever the trailer is trying to portray. So I'm really excited to see what's chosen and what is out there. So
you guys are going to get a sneak preview, because I'm not putting it in there unless you give me the thumbs up.
You might hear a drunkie in there. There might, right, Rob? Isn't that what we were talking about? Like. Sorry, I'm just trying to insert myself wherever I can. Like, hey, this is a pretty cool thing. So, Rob, I need to tell you, thank you. We are at the end of the show. This has been an awesome experience having you guys in here, making sure to talk about all the details about this. Again, it's Wrath of the Roller Girls. It will be the trailer will be debuted at RollerCon, along with also the Moxie skate video at RollerCon. Make sure you check that out. Check out Facebook page Mercury Ocean. Rob's not on Facebook. I was like pulling teeth to try to just get a picture of him somewhere. So that's that guy you see up on the Power Jams page. He's the one that developed all this for you guys. And let's make sure that we throw out our names again real quick about who we have in studio and what we're doing tonight starting at 9:30 in Covina, right?
Yep. Destructo Dolly.
Brawl and Order.
Lunatic, and we're doing a Jello Shot fundraiser at Redwood Bar and Grill.
Let's be serious about this. You're shoving alcohol down people's throats.
Oh yeah,
for $3.
For $3. So
and
you should come.
We will
awesome.
manhandle you for $3.
Manhandle you. Well,
that's
that
not
was
even
funny.
a joke.
No, I know. No, I saw last year. You guys had Jack Damsel. She's like up on a table, like rogue status.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that's
pumping
them
down.
That's a common
I've
occurrence.
literally fallen on someone.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna be mad about that for $3.
No.
That's like a bonus.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to tell him. You owe me more because I fell on your lap.
I need a tip. So that's what she said. So Rob, thank you so much for calling in tonight. Make sure to check out this out. Thank you very
much for having me.
Everybody check out the Power Jams page for the information to submit your music to be on the trailer for the Wrath of the Roller Girls. We have the Renegade Girls here in studio. Website, Facebook.
www.larenegaderollergirls.com. Our Facebook is facebook.com/livelarge.
LARRG.
Yeah, there you go.
Instagram at LA Renegades.
Yeah, we have to make sure to. So this is Power Jams Talk Derby Radio on Kaotic Radio, sponsored by Empire Skates. Have a good night, and we will see you later. Thank you.
I'm not accepted by my peers. So what? I could care less about the quiz. They're fun. The chicks are hot, full of cheers. Pleasers. They say that, so I drop my tears. Teasers. I hate them all. Creatures. I hate all them. Creatures. I hate them all. Creatures. I do not act or just the same. Hopeless. I do not fit inside the frame. Our class. But can't they see that they are lame? No heads. And they're just tokens of my game. Pieces. I hate them all. Creatures. I hate all them creatures. I hate them all creatures. I'm not accepted by my peers. So what? I could care less about the quiz. They're fun. The chicks are hot, full of cheers. Pleasers. They say that's no after my tears. Pleasers. I hate them all creatures. I hate all them creatures. I hate them all creatures. I